All right, guys, we're starting with Perth, John, Rillie and Mitch Norton are here. Same process as always. Journos in the room will have priority, and then I'll throw it out to Zoom. Levy, when you're ready.
Thanks. John, tough loss tonight. What did you make of the performance?
Tasmania were very good. Perth Wildcats not so good.
Tassie obviously threw a lot of looks at Bryce Cotton.
Yeah.
Respect for his game, constant double teams and blitzing. What do you think you have to do to get Bryce better opportunities moving forward against that sort of defence?
Yeah, no, look, it's a team game. We know he's going to get that attention, and like, to his credit, he is an unselfish, willing passer. He lets the game come to him. So for us, like, it's always going to be about making the right decision, making the right pass, trusting your teammate, because then when that happens, then the attention doesn't have to be so centered on Bryce.
Mitch, obviously great defensive performance by the JackJumpers. What do you think made that so difficult for you guys to be able to convert offensively all night?
I think we kind of fueled the fire for them a little bit. Turnovers. The first quarter was, pretty solid. Second quarter we fueled the fire with turnovers. They get a lot of offensive rebounds and things like that, and when we're taking it out of the net, it allows them to set up defense and things like that, which they're pretty good at. They're very physical and all that. So hats off to them for that. But when we're taking it out of the net, it allows them to set it up.
Deshaun Thomas had some really solid moments in the post and was able to exploit mismatches. Do you see this as a really good jumping off point for his season now he's come back from injury?
Yeah, look, when we brought Tayshaun in, we knew what he was capable of doing. He's, he's battling an ankle injury that he's done a couple times. So, people that watched the game could see what he can become for us. Getting him out there, this was only his second game. So, very promising, but it's, as you can see, it's going to take him a little time to get his conditioning and so forth. Yeah.
John, the JackJumpers were very hot from downtown. Do you feel that was sort of their doing, or was your defence sort of missing assignments, I guess?
Yeah, look, it's one of those things where it just snowballs. They make a couple, the confidence gets going, and then, all of a sudden everyone's feeling good about himself. And, our pressure, our containment and contesting those shots wasn't at the level to be disruptive tonight. So, they capitalised on our mistakes, that's for sure.
Chris Park.
Yeah, John, you struggled rebounding again, and the turnovers, I'm sure 15 is far too high for your liking. Those are two areas that stood out, I guess, from watching the game. What really stood out for you that led you down tonight?
Look, the turnovers, the rebounding, they played with great purpose and intent. We couldn't create that momentum ourselves on offense. And look, as Mitch touched on before, when you turn the ball over or you give them a number of opportunities to score, it's tough to get any momentum. And that's where, they really embraced the game and turned it into their game in that second quarter. They got to play the game at their pace, and we couldn't generate any kind of momentum for ourselves.
Moving forward, what would you like to see your team do when a team gets on a run like they did, especially in that second quarter? Is there something you'd like to see, I guess, to make a bit of a statement to try to stop a run like that?
Maybe me allowed to have more than 2 timeouts. Look, we got to look at some things at changing defenses, being a little more assertive, and then offensively just feeling confident of what we can go to get a bucket to, calm down those Tasmanian faithful that were in here tonight.
You had a bit of a long chat with Scott after the game. Did you take a little bit of offence to maybe his celebration afterwards, or am I reading a bit too much into it?
Yeah, you're reading way into that. Like what he's done down here, I have the most respect for what he's done for this program, and the way he plays should be admired, and that's what I was talking to him about.
Your first experience coming down here, they've created an incredible atmosphere, and he's got his team playing in an incredible way. This is a tough time for you to appreciate that after that performance, but what did you make of your first experience coming down here?
I was out of my weight division.
Did you learn a lot as a first year coach in the league? Did you learn a lot from tonight?
I learned how to hemorrhage.
Thank you.
Great.
Mitch, 31-point loss isn't what you are accustomed to seeing from a Wildcats team. How do you handle it from a leadership perspective as a leadership group? What do you do after such a dramatic loss?
Probably take a deep breath. It's still very raw. So I think if, people lash out and say things in the change room right now, that's when, some things come out that probably aren't true or until we see the tape, it's kind of hard to comment. But I think as a playing group and everything, the coaches put forward exactly what Tassie do. The effort areas, points off turnovers, offensive rebounds and things like that. So it's up to the playing group to address that. And, Tassie didn't shock us with anything that they do, but they come out and like JR said, they played extremely hard. They always do. And, that's, a big credit as to why they made the grand final last year.
There's obviously only so much John can do from the sidelines when it's going awry on the court. Does that mean that from a post-match perspective, it's up to the leaders to address it all because you're out on the court?
Yeah, leaders, I think the players out on the floor. You don't have to have a C or a VC beside your name to be a leader and, help things when it's sliding in the wrong direction. So I think, JR, like JR said, he doesn't have a handful of timeouts. So it is on the playing group to stop the run. It's definitely something we'll look at and address on Monday.
And what about you? Do you speak to them post-game tonight about this, or do you prefer to let it settle a little bit, give yourself the time to review and then work it all out rather than, as Mitch said, potentially be emotional?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's disappointed and emotional after a game like that. So I think you have to take a step back. Players evaluate it, coaches evaluate it, and then we come together and brainstorm and, everyone in the locker room's disappointed about what happened. Yeah, at the end of the day, we kind of let the final score affect us moving forward. It's you can say it's a game, but we had to feel that as a group so we can grow from it. We're all trying to aspire to be an elite team in this competition. Sometimes you have to go through some of these growing pains to get there so you understand and feel what that's about.
Thank you.
All done?
All done?